What is going on? I'm Zedmont. Code Zedmont in that shop. More important now than ever. We're going to talk about this update. I am going to jump between the dev build and not the dev build. If I'm just in the dev build, there's nothing to attack, so it's going to be super boring visually. But I'm going to try to spend as much time here as I can when I'm doing the actually showing things. So we're going to walk through some of these missions. We're going to talk about the rewards. I've done a bunch of thinking about this, read a whole lot of your comments, replied to, I think, every single one. So, first and foremost, I called this a huge update in my title. And of course, part of that is clickbait, and I am try my darndest not to use clickbait. But if I called it like a medium update, maybe you wouldn't have watched it, maybe you wouldn't have been interested, and maybe players who've retired from Boom Beach wouldn't think about coming back. So hopefully you don't feel like I was being disingenuous, but what we're gonna do is talk about all of the things you guys have raised. And the number one thing is the max level players saying, this update is not huge, there is nothing in it for you, your XP 60 and higher, you've got max level headquarters, you've maxed out your landing crafts, or at least gotten them to level 24, your sculptor's maxed, and you're like, meh. Well, here's my thing. This is where I do not toe the line with Supercell. So, some of you said, like, I think one person said, like, Zedmont and Skull Crusher were corporate shills to Supercell or something ridiculous like that. One of the great things that is the creator code is that we are paid by you guys. You guys using code Zedmont means that I get a tiny bit of that dollars. We are not paid by Supercell. If we don't like something, we're not forced like those Call of Duty streamers that were straight up lying about things. I am going to tell you right now, Supercell absolutely screwed Boom Beach. Back after, like, in and around that Drew phase when things did not go terribly well, and Supercell said no more major updates to Boom Beach, and then you guys kept playing the game, and you guys kept making the game good, whether it be suggesting things for the tech tree or suggesting ramps for warships. The community helped lift Supercell up, they helped lift Boom Beach up, and as a result, they did the smart thing, and they brought back developers. I think Supercell thought they were going to get all these new games that were going to work well, and then Boom Beach Frontlines died, and then, I don't know, like, what other games? Like, there's a bunch of games that they put in beta, and then they just canceled. So, I don't know if that played a factor or not, or if it was just that Boom Beach kept living. And I don't know if they thought it was going to die and they thought they were going to turn off the servers or what, but you guys breathed life into Boom Beach. I fully believe that. Whether it be getting your friends to play, or making a second account, or trying an unopposed account, or playing a second account in warships, you guys kept Boom Beach alive, and you forced Supercell to pay attention. I think it's that simple. And then what they did was they did the logical thing. They brought in a new dev team, and that new dev team fixed a whole lot of bugs. And whether you admit it or recognize it or not, but they fixed a whole lot of bugs, and some of those bugs pissed people off. They fixed Everspark. Everspark was broken from day one, and that's debatable in my mind, whether or not she should have been fixed, but at least they did put the effort in to fix the game. And then after they fixed the bugs, they started looking at building new features. So you've got the natural progression where they go from fixing the game, because they obviously have to become used to that code, they have to understand that code, and then the next step was they started putting out new features. Now, some of those features were not implemented super well. That's not even fair. They were not put into the tech tree super great. For example, last season, lots of you were unhappy with just how expensive those choice nodes got, and I fully agree. And the devs saw it. Like, fairly sure, I don't have any access to this, so I'm just talking out of my rear end a little bit here, but that instant training renewals were down a little bit last season. Yes, some of you think that they made more money on diamonds. My tiny window that is the creator code says that they made less money last season than a normal season. So are they going to fix things? Yes. And that is my, look at that, last bit of GBE. That is my number one recommendation to you guys, is that if you spend money on this game, talk with your wallet. That is the best way to talk to them. If you don't like the Boom Pass, don't buy it. If you are frustrated with something, number one, don't buy your, don't renew your instant training. Go on Supercell's Discord. Go on Supercell's Boom Beach Twitter. Go on the Boom Beach YouTube account and let your opinions be known. They are listening. They are super interested in what people are talking about. For example, some of you were saying you want a skin for your warship. Whether it be a pink zebra skin for your warship, the ability to submit your own skins. Let's be honest here. Brawl Stars is doing incredibly well because people are doing free labor. And I suggested this long before Brawl Stars on the Boom Beach Boom Beach subreddit that is something that Valve has done very well. Free labor. If they get it to the point where you and I can submit our warship skins, their skin library is going to go up. More people are going to be interested in that Boom Pass. They can then go ahead and offer not just one island skin and one troop skin per season. They could offer multiple. They could put those free skins in the shop. The trader could bring skins. There's lots and lots of opportunities. But first they had to A, get more developers, B, fix the bugs, and then start to roll out new features so that warships didn't turn super stagnant and boring. Like, without those changes, warships, I didn't see it lasting another 10 or 15 seasons. They've added new stuff. They've tweaked it. They've given themselves all sorts of extra fun things that can keep the team and keep the community interested in warships. By the way, this is season 55. I know it's ended in real life. They just restarted it on the dev build so that we can actually show you on the dev build that these tanks, for example, are going to have those green skins. And on that note, they definitely need to tweak this a little bit. You can see on warships, our tanks look blue. If we look over here, our tanks also look blue. But back on that main base, we do have these green dudes loaded. They're also blue down here, so definitely a little bit of tweaks need to be done on that side. That's irrelevant though, really. As long as they're green in the battle, which I can't show you because I don't have a second device to attack against myself. They've assured us it is working though. So we've got A, bring in new devs. We've got B, fix the quality of life stuff. And then into C, which is new features. And then finally, the low-hanging fruit. And this, to me, this Boom Pass is low-hanging fruit. It's easy new revenue. They're not going to spend all this dev time to bring in Task Force versus Task Force or HQ level 30 or something like that, because they know that they don't know how that's gonna go. So Boom Pass, easy, gives all sorts of fun stuff to people you don't have to pay for. Like, some of these missions are super neat. Like, destroy the headquarters last. Hopefully they have a destroy the headquarters first mission as well for those warrior players, for those Zuka players. This is basically save the core that I've been doing forever on War Factory. You've got to win using hero only. You've got to attack and destroy someone with only 9 troops. Now, I don't know if that's 9 housing spaces or if you can just use 9 Scorchers and just crush someone. You've got to use 2,000 gunboat. Like, these things are interesting. There's a whole bunch more to come, and they will breathe a little bit of life into it, even if you're super bored by this Boom Pass. And just to reiterate, these nodes that are right here, these are free. Like, you don't have to pay to get these nodes. You don't have to pay to get the missions. So you will be getting some free rewards. And now I'm fully on your side as far as the fact that this supply chest changed from 1 hour to 6 hours. And Supercell didn't talk about this, but I've seen enough people complaining in my comments on Twitter, on Discord, saying, I don't have enough spawns to get the supply chest every hour. So those people ruined it for you and me. Straight up. Supercell said they did it for balancing reasons. I think they just did it to balance the people from stop whining. So, do by all means complain, because the squeaky wheel is gonna get the grease. They haven't said 6 hours is the final resting spot. Maybe that'll go down to 4 hours. They just need to get it to a point where people don't whine. And you and I were trading resource bases. I had a video on how to do that, but the green statue, blue statue person who has 300 victory points at XP 76 didn't like it, so they complained. That's all I can say. Now, one other major complaint that has come through is that a bunch of you, I got lucky here, my instant training ended when the warship season ended. A lot of you are saying, I bought instant training for 30 days so I could get 2 bulk of warship seasons in. And it sucks, but they need time. Like, it's better that they delay the warship season a week. By the way, there is a 2-week gap between this season and the next. By making that 2-week break, they're not going to break things mid-season. And by the way, the update they have said is not going to be this week, which means that it's going to come out at the earliest on February 26th. They did say in February, though, so I assume that's going to be the 26th or 27th. We will have to wait and find out, though. And I almost renewed my instant training without throwing my own code in the shop, so we're going to fix that right now. It's a problem, folks. And when you guys say I forgot to put your code in, I fully get it. So, come on, purchase was successful. We've now got Scorchers loaded, and I wanted to talk about, what was my brain gonna... Oh yeah, so we've gone through A, B, and C, or 1, 2, and 3, or whatever the heck order I was talking about. Getting that low-hanging fruit, adding an easy revenue stream, sure, it makes sense that Mystic Monument is going to be very interesting for max level players. I think it might also be garbage for max level players because it is only a decoration. Supercell on Monday of last week, or Friday of last week, I should say. Maybe it was Saturday. I'm confused. We had family day long weekend here, so my dates are all wrong. Today is Tuesday, not Monday. Brain not working. They have said more headquarters levels are coming. So that right there, good news for you, those of you who just straight up want new headquarters levels. I know that a lot of max level players don't actually want more headquarters levels. You just want more things to do, whether it be operations or weekly events or daily events or whatever the heck it might be. So we're only at step 4 out of 5. Step 4 is bring in the boom pass. Step 5 in my mind is the important one. That is the one that I am going to be paying the most attention about and screaming and yelling about and pushing Supercell and being that annoying thorn in their side. Because once they have people paying for the boom pass, what's next? Because max level players have been, I wouldn't say ignored, but ignored. Like, straight up, the game was put on mothballs for like 3-4 years, and you guys kept it alive. So those max level players need something. I don't know if it's going to be task force versus task force, or like warship task force versus, or like fleet versus fleet. I have no idea, but the cycle of evil is more like the cycle of boring at this point, and we need something. Once the boom pass is self-perpetuating, maybe they bring in a couple artists who bring in new skins every so often, great. But then the devs will hopefully, like, we've got the person who's going to be designing, or person or people or AI or whatever it is, developing those warship seasons. We've got the person or people or AI developing those new skins and adding new types of skins, whether it be building skins or warship skins or ramp skins, or tree skins. People have talked about how they want to be able to put their own trees down. I don't know, but those kind of things, that doesn't need the full dev team. The full dev team can bring us something good, and if I probably give them more slack than most people, I definitely feel like, hey, the new team has not let us down. I am probably more optimistic than many people, because I want the game to succeed, and my feedback from dealing with Nuno and my feedback that I have got, the limited feedback I've gotten from the team, either by honestly, they've probably implemented like 7 things I have suggested in the last little while. In different iterations, I don't get credit for it, and I don't really want credit for it or need credit for it, but the fact that they are listening is the biggest thing, and that's not something that you or the guy in your task force who's been maxed out for 2 years really gets the feeling of, and I have to try to keep that in the back of my mind as I'm making these videos and trying to be upbeat and optimistic about the things that are coming. So do by all means, please tell me if you feel like I'm being too optimistic. I am 100% open to that, but I've also been told when I am this pessimistic bugger that I need to go outside and touch grass a little bit, because there's gotta be a balance, and I am always doing my best to be balanced. So thank you for all of the feedback, both negative and positive. The negative feedback, you guys have been super polite for the most part, so thank you for that. Supercell Boom Beach community is, you don't see comments this positive on any other YouTube video, in any other Discord. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, because when all these negative comments come in, I couldn't imagine being Nuno, I couldn't imagine being the developers, and you guys have a lot of patience, like a ton of patience, more patience than you probably should have, but I think it's gonna pay off. And if I'm wrong, then I would rather go into it thinking they're taking the right steps and thinking that good things are coming, than be that negative Nelly saying this dead game, like the kind of person who joins the Boom Beach Discord server just to say the game is dead. Like, do you not have anything better to do? Anyways, Futurama is back. I don't know if Firefly is back. I don't know enough about the cult classics to say that they are making a comeback, or I would love to be able to tell you which cult classics were handled best and why, but hopefully Boom Beach is in that conversation, because Brick just got shot in the face like Brick is good at. And by the way, Brick, they have said there are no hero skins coming. The heroes are too small, which I don't know what that says about Riflemen or Zookas. I don't know if we're going to be getting primarily skins for Scorchers to start with. I really do hope that the Cryo Bombardiers and the Shockeneers and the Melaneers get their own frickin' skins, and I hope they are free, because I am sick and tired of launching troops that look the same. So hopefully this covered it. I know a lot of it was me talking at you, but there are good things coming, and it takes a little bit of time to take a game out of the back of your closet, get the dust off of it, get the new developers up to snuff on it. I mean, I can't imagine how much better coding practices are now than then. Like, when Boom Beach first launched, I don't even know if it was like Apple SDK 1.0, or if we were on Android, like, what was it, like Cookie or whatever the heck letter it would have been, but mobile gaming, mobile operating systems, coding practices, all of that stuff has come so far, and the good thing about this is that Boom Beach shares a lot of code with Clash of Clans. If you look at the code, the headquarters is called oh gosh, what's it called? Whatever the heck they call it in Clash of Clans. Someone's gonna tell me in the comments. I totally gapped on that. Like, a lot of the, like, for example, those classified items. I think they're called magic items. A lot of this code is shared between games. So adding the boom pass was minimal effort and is going to bring back some revenue. And then they can focus on getting their own spin, getting task force versus task force, getting better operations. I don't know what's coming. I don't know if task force, a lot of the things that were ruled out, such as flying things, have been brought back in. I don't know if task force versus task force is still off the table or not, but just speak with your money. If you don't care about the boom pass, I mean, I want the boom pass to include instant training. That only makes sense. I already pay for 2 instant trainings at least per month. So the idea of paying it's actually $14 here. $9.99 is the US price. And then spending another $11 on the boom pass, that's a lot of money. I will be getting the first one. And I think a lot of you guys will be getting the first one as well. But it's that second one that's going to be most important. Sure, the first one, or a bunch of you are probably going to buy it to see how it goes. Please do consider using code ZMOT in your shop if you do. But I think the second one's going to be where the real numbers come to be, because if that first one doesn't give enough value and they don't tweak the second one enough, I think the numbers are going to fall off in a big, big way. So hopefully this video got you thinking. Maybe it walked you off the edge a little bit. If I have not mentioned your comment here and you have something, please do comment again. Let me know what you think. I am sending my feedback along to Nuno in the background. Whether he thinks I'm annoying or pestering him, I don't know. I try to apologize as much as I can because A, I'm Canadian, and B, I want him to not tune me out. You know when you get too many spam messages and you just stop reading? I don't want to be that person. So I really do try and distill my thoughts down as much as I can. But send me all of your thoughts and I will do the distilling on my side. Anyways, that is it for me. Apologies for no video yesterday. Family Day weekend. I was at the beach with the kids. I shall talk cold beach, by the way. Fire on the beach. Marshmallows and hot dogs on the beach, not swimming at the beach. But I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm ZedMont. Peace.